It's about guiding people. Only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. It's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana push it. 1 + 1 is 2 equals 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from V1 numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Me innovation from the king. Me foundation from the king. Nana push it. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Me foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading, it's about guiding. I don't do readings, I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi family, be that magician, be that numerational motivated force. It's about guiding people. Only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. It's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana push it. 1 + 1 is 2 equals 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from V1 numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Me innovation from the king. Me foundation from the king. Nana push it. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Me foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading, it's about guiding. I don't do readings, I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi family, be that magician, be that numerational motivated force. It's about guiding people. Only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. It's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana push it. 1 + 1 is 2 equals 3 + 2 is 5.
Facebook, and also we'll be broadcasting on other channels. From the king, from the king. Facebook, and also we'll be broadcasting on other channels. You should know yourself. Okay, got to quiet that down before I work on the system, of course. Just want to remind people that if you're tuning in on YouTube, beautiful. If you're tuning on YouTube, beautiful. We're going to have a great show today. Let me turn down my son's music and welcome everybody to YouTube. Also, And I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling? I hope the family's doing good. I hope all of y'all are doing good. I hope people are vibing and the energies are up today. We got a great show for you today. And those that don't know who I have coming on, not only on Instagram, but also on Facebook, we have the one, the only, Ka Seshuat at Generational Health Revolution. It's going to be broadcasting live on IG, and we're simulcasting right now on YouTube also. And before we bring the sister on at 7 o'clock, I just want to remind everybody that coming up this coming Wednesday, we have myself and Carrie Ann Ingram have this beautiful person named Paula Herlock. Paula Herlock will be speaking about how to intentionally create a spiritual blueprint to enter into fifth dimensional Earth. Oh, we got Paula coming in to drop the wisdom and drop the knowledge. So y'all want to be in the building on YouTube that day. Also, don't forget on Wednesday we have live and direct. The next Wednesday on the Healing Vibe with myself and Carrie Ann Ingram, we have Dr. Dick Gregory's son, Dr. Christian Gregory. We're going to have him on YouTube with us, talking about the last book he put out on his father, but also we're going to be talking about his holistic herbal products. And everybody that can hear me, please put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me on Instagram, hit me on YouTube, hear me on Facebook, put the number 1 in the chat so I know that you can hear me on all these apparatuses, because I'm broadcasting on a few places. As a matter of fact, let me turn this around a little bit. Hold on, family. Let me turn this around. I'm talking to my Instagram people. Okay, Instagram could hear me. Dobson, what's up? Karen, how you doing? Everybody on YouTube, can you hear me? Can you hear me also on YouTube? And can you hear me? If you can hear me on YouTube, please put the number 1 in the chat. If you could hear me on YouTube also. I need to know if the YouTube family can hear me also. All right. Can the YouTube family hear me also? Put the number 1 in the chat if you can hear me, YouTube. I see everybody on okay, good. Hey, good. Hey, thank you very much, Cosmic Energy. Thank you very much. We're broadcasting on Instagram, so y'all know that I'm broadcasting live on Instagram right now, and we simulcasting over there on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. Okay, so this is something new that I'm doing for the first time, actually at the same time from IG to my YouTube channel. So those that are seeing, and also want to remind everybody that guess who's coming in? I got this great martial artist that's coming in. He has a platform called Thin Man Ventures. And Silas Shaw is a great brother that trained under martial arts and the content of martial arts discipline, and why it's important to understand the yin and the yang of martial arts and the disciplinary ways that we do it. Now, a lot of you on Instagram are not seeing the commercials that I'm running, but it's all right. You'll get to see it back. Also, I got coming up in December, and that's 2 days. That's the same day, December 3rd in the morning, in the afternoon, early afternoon, and then December 3rd in the night, we have Master Yao, the founder of Grand Trine Tantra. He'll be on with me at 7:30 on December the 3rd. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. On the 26th, I got Iman Siraj. I'm trying to get the flyers together with him. He got to let me know if he's still coming on and what time he wants to come on. But do remember to support our sister, Carrie Ann Ingram. Carrie Ann Ingram is a profound sister that does what she loves to do and do it at the extreme level. And also remember Lloyd Strayhorn. Make sure you support Lloyd Strayhorn at his website, lloyd-strayhorn.com. If you want to take my classes, make sure you take my class. It's only $55 for a 3 to 4 hour class. PayPal and Cash App. Just put the email in the description, and then we'll do what we have to do. Our sister's coming up in a few seconds. I see her putting everything in, and I'm going to come to you in a few seconds, my sister. Hold on 1 second. Just want to run these commercials on YouTube. The Numerovational Perspective is happening tomorrow. So, hey, y'all going to be able to call in tomorrow. I don't know what time I'm coming on, but it's going to happen tomorrow. If you do want to advertise with me, please hit us up at the email, carrieann@carrieanningram.com or ksptvmedia@gmail.com. And do remember, get all my books via Instagram, via Amazon, you can get my books and go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. That's Linktree/King Simon the Numerator. And anybody who want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Without further ado, we want to get ready to bring on this beautiful sister that's about to come on. I know she interviewed me on Ma'at Speak, and I'm happy to have her on today. We're going to make sure she works, and I can't wait to have her on right now as we welcome Sister Ma'at. She should be coming on right now. I don't see her yet. Now, I don't see her yet. Are you there?
I am here. I see me, but I don't see you. Oh.
I can't see you, so I'm. Let me see what's happening here. We're gonna have to probably. Let's try that again. Let's come back on. Let's try that again. Let me see, because I don't see you coming up. Let's try that again. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me cancel you and put you on. Let's try that again. Let me send her an invite. Let me send her an invite so we can get her on. I want y'all to hear the message that she has to offer. Are you back on?
I am here. Can you hear me?
I can only hear you. I can't see you for some reason. I cannot see you.
I can't see you either.
Let's try this again. Oh yeah, I see now. I do see you now. I think I see you now, but I see you. Guess what? I see you. Can you see me now?
No.
Well, guess what? We see you. This is deep. I'm seeing you on YouTube, but I'm not seeing you. That's funny because I'm broadcasting on YouTube. That's funny. Hold on 1 second. Let me try something. This is so cool. Okay. Hold on. Righty, let's see what's happening here. I'm putting on with the camera. You still can't see me, right?
No, I can't see you.
That is interesting, because right now we are on YouTube, because I see your background, I see the comedic background, and we're broadcasting on YouTube.
So someone says they can see both of us on Instagram.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, if people can see us, we can just talk.
Okay.
If they can see, because I can see it on Instagram now through my YouTube, because I'm simulcasting on YouTube also. So that's good. That's good. Okay.
Let me see if I can.
I like the glitches.
All right, that's fine. I hate that I can't see you, but that's okay.
Yeah, but you can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Good. Well, we have our dear sister Ma'at. The sister name is Ma'at Ka Seshuat. Is that correct?
Seshuat. Ma'at Ka Seshuat.
All right. Great. Yeah. Welcome on my platform. Welcome on my platform for the first time. I know I've been on your platform, and I'm glad we can hear each other's voice, and everything is good. How you feeling? How's the family?
Good. Everyone's good. My youngest daughter's birthday is tomorrow, so we're kind of preparing for her summer return, and and so yeah, she's born. She's kind of like Sagittarius/Scorpio kind of energy.
Yeah, definitely. I understand. 21st. Does she like to draw? Does she like music?
Oh yeah, she's a dancer.
Yeah. That's 21-3. That's what they love. They love to express themselves. So I got it. I see what's happening. Already, I see what's happening. Just keep her busy. Yeah. You gotta keep her busy. First and foremost, want to thank you very much. Everybody, please go and log on to her IG also. Make sure you support her IG, which is at Generational Health Revolution. That's Generational Health Revolution. And the topic today, family, is generational health is a revolution. It's revolutionary. It's revolutionary. Now, first of all, let's talk about your beginnings and going down this health path. What led you to this path, and how important was it that you took this path? You're married woman, right? With children, right?
Yes. So we have 4 kids, but it'll be 16 years for us. We'll be married 16 years next month.
Oh, congratulations. 16
Yes,
years?
16 years. It's hard to
I
believe
don't know.
we're really young.
Some people can't last 16 minutes, so you be proud.
Yeah.
16 hours, 16 minutes, 16 days. So it is what it is, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the journey. I'm glad that you are doing what you have to do. So now, was the journey of marriage based on health, or y'all met each other in the health field, or doing natural health, or
No,
no, or y'all met?
not at all.
Okay,
So
I want
a
to make
little bit about me, and I'm revamping my website, but if you see my page, or you look at, I have another Instagram too called the Psycho Priestess, but you'll see that when we got married, I was over 200 pounds.
what?
And
What?
yes, I was
What?
pushing 230, pushing 230. Yeah.
Wait a goddamn minute. I just seen you the other day. You did not look like you were 200 pounds one time before in your life. That don't make so sense.
Right. And so, and that's funny because somebody else said that to me the other day. They was like, I can't even see you being that big. So like, you can go to my website and you can go to my Instagram, and you'll see that I was at some point over 200 pounds. Now, my husband always said that I carried it well. So he said it didn't necessarily look,
Yeah.
you know, that I was that big, but I definitely was.
The black women know how to carry it well. They know how to carry it well. Oh, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. And people can go to your Linktree, right? Your Linktree is what? Linktree
Yes,
/
go to my Linktr.ee. Also, my YouTube is my Aunt Speaks.
Right.
So you can also go to my Aunt Speaks, look at the videos on there. A lot of good, helpful things. I do have some. I'll be adding some more wellness videos, but I've done some conversations like with Dr. Stevenson and some other people. When it comes to, I have me and my daughters, we did like a raw fast, and so I shared a recipe on there. So I'll be adding some more stuff because wellness, holistic health is extremely important to me.
Right.
It is why it's part of my purpose. It's why I came back, so, and I ran away from it for a very long time. And, so a little bit about my background. I grew up in Louisiana, so I grew up in the South.
All right.
Yeah. And so we homes, but also, I was the daughter of a single mother who worked a lot, so we did a lot of fast food.
Okay.
Yeah, so I grew up where I had my grandmother, where we went to my grandmother's house a lot, and she cooked the home cooked meals, but it was still, the collard greens and neck bones and stuff like that. But but then I also did a lot of fast food eating because of the household that I grew up in. And so by the time I was like 10 years old, I was considered to be overweight.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my grandmother taking me to the doctor because my mother was at work. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor said to me that I was too big for my age.
Wow.
That stuck in my head for the rest of my life.
Wow.
And so, I like to say, a lot of times I'll say that my journey began, a few years ago, because we've been plant-based for about 7 years now. But honestly, I always go back to that time. So I wrote an ebook that I'll put back on my website. It's not on my website right now, but I talk about that. I talk about how, I'm just now coming out of that place where I no longer, because even though I've been at the I've lost weight, or been on this healing journey for a while, so I haven't been over 200 pounds in years. Right. I still would see myself as that fat kid, and that carried with me for a very long time. So I'm just now seeing myself as who I am, and that came with a lot of healing. So most of my family, on high blood pressure medicine, heart disease. My father, he has, diabetes, so it's a lot of dis-ease in our family, my extended family. So for me, I am my husband and I were the first kind of generation that is like turning from that, which is a powerful thing to think about because you're changing the trajectory. And that's where generational health revolution comes from, because I'm not just healing myself, I'm healing the bloodline. I'm healing the ones that come after us and the ones that couldn't or didn't want to heal, right? Because it's not just a physical thing. So when you lose weight, you lose fat, people just think of it on a physical level. I'm a fitness instructor as well. And a lot of people, they want to come and they want to lose the weight. And I say, I tell people, I said, you can lose, because that's what I did. I did a lot of losing, gaining. And so this has, for the few years that I've actually have lost it, you keep it off because you have to deal with your childhood traumas. You have to deal with the healing, the traumas that you went through, the things that you repressed. You have to deal with those things. You have to deal with the family issues, or even just some things that you don't even know that you have to deal with, that they come up. A lot of people talk about shadow work and things like that, but you have to deal with those things, because even as someone who is, I've been married, those traumas and those things came up in my relationship, in my marriage, and so those are things that I've had to work through and heal, because not only are you healing yourself, you as a mother, we have 2 boys and 2 girls, and you're as a woman and you're raising daughters, especially, you're like, I don't want to do to my daughters what was done to me.
Of course.
And so you have to deal with those things, because as you're healing, you're also raising children that you don't want them to have to heal from you.
Exactly.
So it's like sometimes it's always perfect, but for me, it's always has been a journey of, I want to be on the correct path and do the things that are necessary, because I cannot just care about myself and my time. I have to care about the generations that come after me. I have to care in whatever you believe, whether you believe that you come back to this plane of existence, at least maybe care in that way, that I have to come back into this, but I think about my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. And yes, I don't have grandchildren yet, but I think about what kind of world I want them that we want them as, as a family to inherit. So my YouTube page, My Aunt Speaks, it's all about community, is, my aunts, and what my aunt is and the principles, because it's not just me doing this for me, it's doing this for our family, but ultimately it's for our community.
That's right.
So with all the disease that is going on, that's rampant in our community, and the things that we've normalized disease, like people think if you have high blood pressure, you're fine, but that is a disease that you have to learn how to, either you're going to learn to deal with it and it ultimately leads to other things, or you end up actually trying to find the tools to correct it. So, and what I do, I try to equip people with whatever tools that they can use, because ultimately I want you to be in control of yourself, of your body, of your healing, to know what wellness actually feels like in your body. We don't even know what it actually feels like, and so in order to learn what wellness feels like, you have to know what sickness feels like. And so if you're walking around sick and you're normalizing sickness, then you're never going to know what actual wellness feels like, what it feels like to feel happy and whole, and to get up and be able to jump out of bed in the morning. This is the first year actually that I've been able to kind of deal with the autumn weather without kind of getting those those that the blues that you get around this time.
Right.
So that's very much connected to the healing work that I've been doing, but also being extremely active, because I'm extremely active. I'm a fitness instructor, so I have to be active. So it's kind of like forced upon me to get up and do the work,
Exactly. Let me ask you, people that are just tuning in, we are speaking with Sister Ma'at from Ma'at Speaks. Make sure you go to our YouTube channel. It is scrolling definitely on the bottom of my screen on YouTube. It's definitely scrolling, but you can go to her name, Ma'at Speaks on YouTube. So, or you can go to the IG, or go to an IG that you can go straight to the Linktree for everything. You have all the posting stuff that you had from before, the Kaba Ayahuasca, everything. So you have that all on the Linktree and all of that. So, but let's take it back a little. Let's take it back because I think it's very important because you weren't born with the name Ma'at. And what brought you to that knowledge of self? Because to call yourself Ma'at, it has become a normalcy. People are it's very normal amongst the quote unquote conscientious or conscious community to use these different type of names. Sometimes it gets overused, and some people be calling themselves Ma'at, and it's crazy as hell. I'll tell you that for a fact. I know that in New York. So let's take it back. Why did you choose Ma'at? What led you down that road to call yourself Ma'at Ka Seshuat?
I love that question. I love answering this question. So I'm going to go back to the beginning of our conscious journey. Mm-hmm. So just take this journey with me real quick. I'm going to be as quick as possible with it. Wow. And I did talk about it on my YouTube channel about why I changed my name.
Okay.
So what happened was the first thing that actually I it's so many things that come in because I grew up as a Christian, Christian family, extremely pious family. So to this day they are. So most people who are related to me through that do not agree with my path.
Of course.
So that's a whole different discussion. Right. But so what happened? Well, in the beginning, the first kind of thing that I say that really changed the trajectory of us is when my husband, he said, hey, there's this lady on YouTube I want you to watch, right? And it's Dr. Joy DeGruy, okay?
Yes.
And so at that time, I didn't know who she was. And so I remember looking at a small bit and he kept telling me, he's like, really, I want you to watch it. I love what she's talking about. And so, finally I watched a few minutes of it and I was like, wow. I was like, oh, I literally was like, oh my God.
Powerful. She lives in Stone Mountain, right?
Oh, I didn't know she moved to Stone Mountain.
Yeah, she lives in Stone Mountain. So, and she's born on October 16th. I know she's born on October 16th. Yeah, she was out here. I've met her a few times. I haven't had her on yet.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Mandy. Hey, Mandy.
Hey.
So anyway, right. So that was the first thing. So it was, I can't even remember the year. I want to say it was like 2013. So we finally, my husband was like, come on, let's just watch. Cause most of her things on YouTube are like 4 hours long. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So New Year's Eve and, we don't really go out or anything like that. So he was like, let's watch it. We watched almost every video that she had on YouTube. Anything we could find with Dr. Joy in it, we watched it. So then after that, we ordered her book.
That's right.
The book. And as I'm reading the book, all I'm saying over and over again, oh my God, I've been lied to. Oh my God. Like we've been lied to. So, you go through the 12 steps.
Yeah.
You go through the 12 steps of you go to anger, you go through all of those different emotions.
Yeah.
And so then what happened was then that after that you start questioning your spiritual path and all of those different things, and people were coming into my life who were bringing me knowledge that I didn't realize I was ready for at that time. And so I'm a researcher, right? Like I love researching. That is something that to this day I will research. If somebody gave me a research job, I would do it because I love to research. And so I started like, researching things. And so I told people in my family, I said, I went researching to prove of Jesus's existence, right? Because I was a Bible thumping, Jesus loving, and a lot of people were like, you really didn't love, no, I was on board, like I was 100%, right? So what happened during that process is I started, finding things that I just couldn't take away. Now, at that same time, my diet was changing as well. So see how these things work in conjunction with each other, because while my diet was changing, we went from pescatarian all the way went to vegetarian, all the way to now just whole food plant-based, right? So we took that journey, but at the same time, like what Baba Kava says, he says, if you once you start eating better, you start thinking better, right? And so we were not only changing and putting whole foods and nutrients in our body, we were also putting the knowledge in our body as well. And so then, one of the netas that really spoke to me was, my aunt. I had really studied a lot of different netters. I had studied the Vodun system, which I still really love, the Vodun spiritual system. And I believe it's connected to me being from Louisiana. So that's something that I'm still researching right now. But one of the deities, the netters that spoke to me was my aunt. So when I got my phone, I had gotten a new phone. And anything that I put in my phone, I would put, I am my aunt. Now, at that time, I wasn't even thinking of it. All I wanted to do was, I wanted to bring those principles of my aunt to myself. So anytime the phone would turn on, it would say, I am my aunt, right? Anytime that, I would write something out, I would be like, I am my aunt. Did not know that I was changing my frequency every time that I was doing that. But I just wanted to embody the principles of my aunt. And so when I started my YouTube channel, which I started a couple of years ago, I had no intentions of people calling me my aunt. But what happened was, my channel was called My Aunt Speaks, because years before I started my channel, someone said, like, something said to me, I don't know, it was spirit, whatever you want to call it, but said that you needed to name a platform My Aunt Speaks, meaning that not that I'm speaking, but that my aunt is speaking, right? Those principles are speaking. That's really what my channel actually means. And so when I started going on to different people's platforms and lives, people just were calling me my aunt. And I was like, at first, I was like, because my birth name is Leah. And so that name, if you know and my name Leah directly comes from the Bible. I was named Leah on purpose. And if you know the story of Leah, and I talked about it on my YouTube channel, if you know the story of Leah, she was the unwanted wife of Jacob, right? And so I always questioned, why did you name me Leah? She's the unwanted wife. No disrespect to anybody named Leah, right?
My sister's name is Leah. My sister's name is Leah. So I actually loved my name. Like it wasn't something that I disliked. I actually really liked my name. And so so what happened was, during that whole thing, my friend of mine, my sister, we met on YouTube, and she said to me, she said, have you ever thought about, because I was telling her, like, I deal with value a lot. And to this day, this year, I have been really working on my value system about myself and how I value myself, which is tied to our eating habits, right? It's tied to how we move, how we think, what we do. And so she said, because I always felt like second fiddle to most people, my friendships, my relationships.
in my with my parents, all of that, right? And she said, have you ever thought about like that it's tied to your name, Leah? Because she said, you know the story of Leah. Now, we had never really talked about my name. And she always called me my aunt because she met me on YouTube. And so I thought, I was like, my mind was blown because I was like, oh my goodness, I had never really connected the frequency of my name to how I felt about myself. Because, you know, that story, she was not the wanted wife, right? And if you don't know that story, like just look it up. It's a very interesting story. So anyway, so during that process, I started reaching out to I am a Reiki practitioner. So I reached out to the lady who initiated me into Reiki, and I told her I would like a name reading. And I told her, I feel like my name is my aunt, but I want to be sure, you know, so I didn't want to just take on the name of my aunt. And I was kind of nervous about it because I was like, I really want to be my aunt, but I don't want to just take the name. And so she said, yeah, you don't want to take on the energy of the name if it's not meant for you. So she did the name reading and she said, yeah, you're on the right path. And during my name reading ceremony, she actually told me that you are a healer. You're meant to be healing. Like you're meant to be teaching women and children. And I ran away from teaching a long time because people would tell me I was good at teaching. And I didn't know that what I was doing was teaching. You know, when you talk, you don't know that you're teaching, right? And then people were telling me like, you're such an amazing teacher, you know? And so that is me I have finally realized me stepping into my purpose of, you know, healing. But anyway, that's the story of my name, because I was calling myself that for so long, and it did end up changing the frequency of me. But then when other people started calling me, it added a whole nother layer. And so then, like, I no longer, even before I changed my name, I no longer I would cringe when people would call me Leah. I was just like, I couldn't stand the sound of the name anymore. Like to this day, like there's some people who will still call me Leah because that's what they know. And I just cringe at the name, you know? But yeah, so that's how it came to be. And I asked her about Ka, and because I felt like that was a part, and she said yes. And then she also gave me Seshuat. And so that's a part of my purpose, is to facilitate, to guide people to heal. You know, I don't always call myself a quote unquote healer. I call myself a holistic health guide because I believe that everyone has the power to heal themselves. And that I am just facilitating that. I'm guiding people to heal, you know. And so that is that's what I'm doing. You know, like that's what I've.
You know, no, wait a minute, hold on one second. Let's make sure everybody know who we're speaking with, not only on YouTube but also on Instagram, and also on Facebook. Family, we are speaking to our beloved sisters in the building. The one, the only Ma'at Ka Seshuat is in the building right now. And make sure you go to her IG page, and I've been scrolling that at the bottom of the YouTube page, but you can find all of that right now. And of course, it's called Generational Wealth Revolution. And also make sure you go to her Linktree. That's /Ma'at Speaks. That's Linktree /Ma'at Speaks. And her YouTube channel is Ma'at Speaks. Make sure you go to those particular channels right now. And you know, I wanted to talk about the children because you have 4 children, correct? And now, you know, Queen of 4 used to speak about how it was hard to raise her children back in the day, as far as, especially if they're dealing with school or dealing with different things, and trying to maintain a quote unquote plant-based or vegan or whatever, or vegetarian type lifestyle. How is that going for you and your 4 children? Did you homeschool them? Did you send them to school? How did this work? plate?
Yeah, so they are homeschooled.
Good,
Um,
good.
so my oldest, when we first went plant-based, he was still in school, so he would take his, his food, his lunch to school
Mhm.
when we first when we first went plant-based.
Right.
The thing is, a lot of people ask me all the time about, because they be like, are your children um
Right.
vegan? And it's such a weird question to me,
Yeah, I know.
when it's just weird to me, because people act like you're forcing it upon them. Now, one, I didn't have to, I just educated them.
Right.
So they are educated. They watch the documentaries that we watch, so they were very much on board. My
Mhm.
youngest daughter, who I mean, she was like 3 or 4 when we went plant-based. She was the youngest at the time, so she was she was the only one that we kind of had like to like really ease into it, because she was the youngest. She wasn't a big vegetable eater,
Right.
she was just, but she's full-fledged into it. She does a lot of the cooking. She loves the lifestyle. But for us, like, even when they go to their activities and things like that, they know what to eat and not to eat. And I want to share one beautiful thing that I
Yeah.
had to like recognize a couple weeks ago. They had kind of come down with a little something,
Right.
and I pride myself, because we really don't get sick because of our lifestyle. But I was just like, what is going on? Like, why are they getting sick? Why are we, And they went straight into their remedies. I didn't even have to do anything. They went into it. They got their started doing their ginger, their peppermint, all of that. They started doing everything that they needed to do. In like a couple days, they were good. And so that was really a powerful moment for me as a mother.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Of
and
course.
see that the lessons, that I'm teaching, and this lifestyle, like this journey for me, is so important,
Right.
because they now pass that on. Like, when you think about that, you're really changing the trajectory of your family, a family that you came from a lot of heart disease, high
Right.
blood
Right.
pressure, and I was on that same track, because I was over 200 pounds, and my pressure was right there.
Right.
Um,
Right.
right there. It was like right on the cusp
Right.
when I was in my 20s.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Wow.
I feel like my cousins of mine who were on high blood pressure in their early 30s.
Mm.
So that was and I had I would say lots of different wake up calls, but seeing people in my family struggle, with diseases, that was something. And I knew that's not something that we wanted. Even like my father-in-law and my husband, having to see him go through, his cancer battle and things like that. It's just things that we knew that we had to change the trajectory
Right.
of
Right.
our family.
Now, and family, that's why it's so important that you research, you study, you dig deep, but you have to practice application. A lot of people are just reading and not applying. It's very important, because that helps if you have children. That helps to guide children, so they watch what mom does, watch what dad does. And if they're not doing, if you're doing something other than what you're doing, they're gonna say, "Wait a minute, they're gonna look at you with a side."
Right.
Watching it. I know that for a fact, because I got 9 children that they watch with a side eye, and that's how it is. So but I'm proud of the journey that your children and your husband have had with your 4 beautiful babies, and they're all growing up understanding the importance of breaking those generational health, quote unquote, proclivities, and that's very important. And what? So what is it? Your mother's still alive? Your father's still alive?
Yeah, they are. They are still alive.
What are they saying? What are they saying to you? What are they saying now that you've shown and proved that you're gonna do this? What they say?
I think that they have like when I talk to my dad, he'll say certain things about like, yeah, I need to do that, because he's had a couple health scares. And but he is a big meat eater. He eats his meat. But like I said, like, he has diabetes. He had he's had some health issues. So yeah, we there are things there that you kind of, as the you kind of trying to feed into feed into them, pour into them, you know. And sometimes it's very hard for that generation because they're both like 60, 70 years old. And so a lot of times, you know, it's very hard for people who are that age who believe that, well, I've made it this far, you know, but also not understanding the quality of life, right?
That's
the quality of life is extremely important, even though, you know, because it's just like there are people who are my age who think it's normal to like deal with like inflammation in their knees and things like that. And you know, and so that's one thing that you have to you just kind of like plant the seeds for people, and hopefully that it will you know take roots. But at the same time, like with them, I think that they recognize it, but it's almost like they feel that it might not be something that they can do on top of the people around them. Because when you're in especially in certain communities, like we living in the South in the church community, right? It's very hard to come away from certain things. You know, you have a gathering, you're going to have chicken and all of those different, you know, things. So even before before we left Louisiana, we dealt with that. We dealt with, well, we just brought our own food. You know, you have to prepare for those times. Even now, even being in Atlanta, you still prepare. Like if you're going to an event, we still prepare. And a lot of people are like, oh, we're sorry. Now, yes, we have a lot of different plant-based and vegan places here, which is different from when we were in Louisiana. But still, you know, most of the people that, you know, we might come into contact with, or you go to an event, they're not thinking about, you know, us. And, you know, so when I go to events and things like that, because I am in the, you know, fitness industry as well, and most of these people are protein, you know, like that's what you get, protein. You need your protein. You can't get your protein from a vegan diet. So, you know, so it's a lot of education that you just have to give to people, and they either take it or they don't. And I was very pushy at the beginning of my journey, but I'm not pushy anymore. I just try to help people where they are.
Now, you know that's very good that you do that, because a lot of people don't realize that people can become zealous. Because I got knowledge of self from the time I was like 13, 14. So I stopped a certain diet at a certain age. So I stopped the meat, the pork eating and all that kind of stuff. 14, just because of that knowledge that I received from the teachers of the 5% Nation under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Clarence 13X. The How to Eat to Live guide was one of the first things that but also I came from a Caribbean background that was eating ital, but slash this and slash that, and eat, you know, because a certain part of the family is Christian, a certain part of the family is Rasta, and they understand. So, you know, so it's very interesting that a lot of people become zealous when they start getting knowledge, and all of a sudden they want to tell everybody in the whole world that y'all need to stop eating this. Listen to Dr. Shavy, listen to Dr. Africa, here Queen of Fools, look what Iris is saying, and you know, and we got to respect other people's journeys. We got to respect people's walks and journey, and if they supposed to die off of diabetes, you got to let them go ahead. Just do what they do, but you encourage and guide them. And the best way by showing that it works on you first. Showing that it works. I'm 52. I changed my diet at 14. So it's not like, you know, that's what has helped me to keep a certain youthful energy. I still climb trees, I still do flying rollouts, I still train martial arts, I still do a lot of stuff. So I try to tell people you got to, you know, and my mother come and ask me certain questions. My father, they both still alive. One is 84, one is 80. They still ask me certain questions about their diet. I always tell them, look, y'all hard-headed. Y'all need to change your diet. Y'all need to start eating this. Y'all need to, but hey, I understand. Dr. Africa did me a favor. My mother had a tumor in her head one time, and he told me to tell her, just pour a lot of turmeric or curry on everything you eat. And it shrunk the tumor. That's how deep it was, because of the circulation, the turmeric and the cayenne going straight to the circulation, and it really helps. So And that's very important. So I'm proud of the journey that y'all have taken as people that came from Louisiana. Now, your connection with Louisiana. Now, how was it with the Mary LaVue and all that? The Maria LaVue. Have you ever studied that sister there from out of Louisiana, New Orleans?
A little bit. So I'm from North Louisiana. So it's a little bit further from South Louisiana, like where you have like New Orleans. But I have looked into that, and I do feel some type of connection with that. I'm going to study deeper in that because I just love the principles of I
Right.
think they're beautiful principles, and so I definitely want to study that a lot further, because a lot of people just assume because of my name that I'm like, I'm just deep into comedic spirituality, which I do I do honor that as well. But at the same time, I definitely feel that we can gather what we need from also other spiritual practices. And so I do feel really called to that and connected to that. So I am going to, and I'm actually looking at having someone on my channel to kind of discuss that further as well.
She's a Virgo also. She's born September 10th. Very interesting.
Okay.
You would like her. She's very interesting. I went to visit the house of Mary LaVue out there when I was out there. But it's a very, very, very good place. It's good that you should check her out. Check her out.
Yeah, and I've been to New Orleans a lot, so I have like passed by that area and stuff like that. But it's just honestly, it's funny because of how I grew up, where and I tell people all the time where as demonic as they make the spiritual practice feel. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. The way that they make the spiritual practices of our ancestors, it's a lot of what I would consider African spiritual things that happen even within the Christian, because I remember when I was young being taken to so they called him the prophet, right? But he would come up with like different, if you thought somebody had like cursed you, you would go to the prophet, that's what they called them. Right. And he would tell you like, yeah, somebody got something on you. Like you need to take this, So, but at the same time, like then they'll be like, oh, but you are worshiping the devil, like because I had an aunt who was like, oh, I heard that you were worshiping the spirit of mine. And so, it's just when we were growing up, they were also participating in those things, but they didn't consider those things to be demonic. It was just a part of our culture. But at the same time, like it's very much tied to our African spirituality.
Well, yeah, I'm good. Well, you're going to get all of that, believe me. So right now it's 46 minutes after the hour, family. 46 minutes after the hour, we have our beautiful sister, my aunt from My Aunt Speaks. And make sure you go to her Linktree / My Aunt Speaks. Her YouTube is My Aunt Speaks. Her IG is Generational Health and Revolution. Very important that y'all go there and check that out. And I'm glad that you're creating this generational health, because without your health, you cannot maintain your wealth. In all actuality, that's a lot of people don't. So tell the people before we close out. Tell the people what type of programs you got on your Linktree. What people can expound. Talk about that briefly, if you can.
Yeah. So I am right now. My website is going through. I'm revamping my website, but right now you can book a consultation with me. Okay. And it's like a clarity call. So if you're ready to train whatever it is that you're wanting to do with your health transition, we have the conversation. If you're dealing with disease, if you're we just have the conversation so we know what kind of path that you're on. So you can go to my website, and that's Generational Health Revolution as well. You go to the website, you book a call with me. It's an hour, it's a free hour consultation. Whether you continue with me or not, I want you to leave there feeling empowered that you can do that you can do something. You know, you don't want to stay in the same state that you're in. So if you're dealing with, dealing with sickness or whatever it is, some type of guidance that you need with your health, you can do that. Also, if you're in the Atlanta area, I teach spin classes, so that's on my website as well. And then also, I also teach a vocal healing as well. So what that is whether you're aspiring singer or not. So I deal with mostly people who do want to be able to sing, but the way that it's different is that it is a spirit, it's a spiritual connection to your voice. It's you really finding the truth in your voice. Right. And so with that, that is also on my site. So if you're interested, I am an operatic trained singer. So if you want to know more about that, you can email me at speakmyaunts@gmail.com and we can start your journey with that. So I'll have like reviews and stuff on that on my website so people can know what I do. But everything, I'll be adding some things. So the new year is in the spring, so I'll be adding a lot more things to the site and to this healing journey for us all, because I'm going to be starting some things with some women, for women as well, so that we can heal each other, our sisterhood, right? And so those are things. So just, if you're interested, also go to my Aunt Speaks. I have a lot of powerful conversations on there already, but we're going to be revamping those conversations in January. Well, so go over there. And so just go to the website and subscribe on the email list so that you can really know what is coming, because there's going to be a lot of stuff coming in the next month or so. And so there's a lot of everything. It's going to be a community, a hub for health. That's what Generational Health Revolution is about. It's about healing ourselves so that we can heal the ones that come after us.
Well, thank you very much for coming up, my sister, and being a part of this journey that I'm doing here, not only on IG, but we're also broadcasting on Facebook, Twitter, and also my two YouTube channels, King Simon Presents, Only Quality People, and the Numerovation Nation. So thank you very much. Proud of your journey, my sister, and please give everybody a big old hug. And it was good to see you for the first time at Fernanda the other day. It was good seeing you, man. For the first time.
I appreciate you for inviting me. I appreciate the things that you do and what you do as well for the community, and having these conversations. So I appreciate you too. So thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Take care. All right.
All right.
All right. Peace and love. All right. That was our sister, man. The one, the only, my aunt, Ka Seshuat. And believe me, family, she is worth the investment. Go and check her out on IG at Generational Health Revolution. That's Generational Health Revolution. And of course, we're broadcasting also on YouTube, and that's what you can check her out on her YouTube channel at My Aunt Speaks. And go to her Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. Well, that's my Linktree. That Linktree / My Aunt Speak. That's Linktree / My Aunt Speak. And also hit her up at IG at Generational Health Revolution. She got 4 children, married for 16 years. Believe me, that's the type of jejna, not mentor. I don't like using that word mentor, mentee. That comes from a homosexual form of society that I don't promote. So that's what that was. And you got to understand, and a lot of people and people that don't understand the word mentor comes from a man that used to have sex with young boys to give them knowledge. The bibliography and all the information is out there. That's what he used to do. So that's why I don't use the word mentor. I use the word jejna. Jejna is the Ethiopian word which means accountable teacher and guide and warrior class. So once you respect, both male and female are accountable teachers and warrior class. So please do not call yourself mentors anymore. Mentor, let me repeat that again. And I got the bibliography and I got the books to prove it. Mentors are the ones that a guy that used to actually have sex with young boys and give them knowledge at the same time. That was the exchange that the family turned them over. And remember, that word platonic, you got to be very careful. Remember, Plato believed that the greatest love was man on man or man on boy love, not man on woman love. So when y'all say platonic relationships, you got to be very careful. What's up, JP? You got to be very careful of those words, man. You got to be very careful because the connotative meanings, the denotative meanings, you got to go back to the root, the etymon, the etymology, the etymology of those words, so you can find out what's happening and what they're hiding. Because they like to make words layered. They layer the words out. So they like to change up and freak it out. And next thing, just like the word nice comes from niche, which means stupid. So when you get nice and you talk about, yo, I'm getting nice, son, you're getting stupid. That's the original word for nice is stupid. That's the etymology of the word nice. So we gotta get our language back. They took away our forays, our mores, our norms, our language. They took away everything that resonated with the heart frequency and the chakras and all of our different types of our bodies. They keep on forgetting. They spend everything out. They change everything. And that's why they changed Toby. They changed in the movie Roots. They changed Kunta Kinte, which was a royal name, and gave him Toby. We gotta think about those things, those old movies that they promoted so heavily. But you gotta look at the nuances and the deeper meanings of why they changed words, why they changed names, why they changed all of that. Got to think about that. So, family, I'm getting ready to get on out of here. I want to thank everybody. And my man said, what? Yeah, y'all don't know your language. Y'all don't know your real language. Romans, yeah, man. Some sound like the Roman priests. That's what those Roman freaks and freaks and all that and Greek freaks was doing their thing. So y'all got to be very careful of the language nowadays. We lost our language. Let's be real. And I know we got to do what we got to do. And I got it. We got to do what we got to do. And I understand that. But we got to at least try. Some words you don't need to keep on saying over. Now that you know the word Jesna, you call whoever they calling themselves mentors now, you got to be careful. Change that into the accountable word, which is the word Jesna. It's an Ethiopian word, Abyssinian word, which means accountable teacher, warrior class, accountable guide. So if that's the case, I'm a Jesna all day, every day. Because it's about accountability when you're teaching our young people, teaching our children. You don't want to give your child off to some freak that's going to try to do some pedophilia on them. So, once again, let me get off of that soapbox. We can talk about that another time. I'll bring Dr. Baruti, who wrote the book, The Effeminization of Black Men, Black Males. I got that book, and he got a bibliography that's as long as my arm. Now, he got a bibliography with pages as long as my arm in his book. So I'm telling you, family, make sure you do what you got to do and make it happen. All right. So let me get on out of here and do what I have to do. Thank you for Ma'at Ka Seshuat for coming in. Generational health is revolutionary. And make sure you go to her IG at Generational Health Revolution. That's Generational Health Revolution. Go to her YouTube, Ma'at Speaks. Hit her up. And remember, tomorrow I will be doing online breakdowns, talking to people, but you got to donate. I'm not playing with none of y'all people. We donating tomorrow. I might do it in the morning. I might do it in the afternoon. I might do it at night. But tomorrow on the YouTube channel, we're doing it. So I'm going to get off of YouTube, get off of IG right now. Well, matter of fact, I can't do that yet, but I got to sign off anyway. But I want to thank everybody that's watching on YouTube, watching on Facebook, watching on Twitter. I want to thank all of you. As I sign out of here, I'm going to be signing out of there. So y'all have a great day, afternoon, or evening, family. And I'm going to leave these commercial breaks running right now. And y'all be safe, be strong, be focused, and stay out of people's business, man, and mind your own business. While you
content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
It's about guiding people. The only way you can make the world better is if you make the people better. It's about showing them the light of hope in themselves and their family. Everything in this universe is all about synchronicity.
Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana push 1 + 1 is 2. Be precise. 3 + 2 is 5. Guard your mind. Me plus you is mathematician. Learn from the one numerovator. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king. Nana push numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numerovator from the king. Learn the foundation from the king.
No, it's not about reading, it's about guiding. I don't do readings, I do consultations because you should know yourself. As good as the back of your hand, you should know yourself. I want everyone out there to be clear that this is to serve you like a GPS serves you. Remember, each of us has guaranteed ourselves success. Be that magi family, be that magician, be that numerational motivated force.
It's the numerational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022 and get my books on Amazon now. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovator for mental stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.